Hello everyone, welcome back. It is again Season coming at you with another YouTube video. Before we get into it, please remember to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and follow my Twitch at twitch.tv/seasons. Trying to hit affiliate over there, just need 9 more followers, so I would greatly appreciate it if you would drop a follow. But yeah, today we have a double story time. And so one takes place in high school, one takes place in college. I'll do the college one first because it's a lot shorter. So in college, we had to take a class for giving speeches, and it was like a public speaking class, and it was really stupid. Basically, you had a whole semester where you had like 4 or 5 speeches, and you just had to give them in front of the class, and then between the speeches, we had really, really crappy topics that we had to learn about that we'd already learned about in high school, and it was just a giant waste of time and especially money. But the only speech that really matters, because I was in college during the pandemic, the only speech we did live was our brown paper bag speech. So if you've never done one of these speeches, basically what you do is you take 3 objects, and one is supposed to demonstrate your past, one's supposed to demonstrate your present, and one for your future. So this is the first speech. The professor was like, it's just an icebreaker speech. All that really matters is that you hit everything on the rubric. I'm not marking a score out of 4 or 5 or whatever she did. For this one, it's just going to be a, did you include this or did you not? So I was the type of student that didn't cheat in college because they take that seriously, but I found every loophole imaginable and probably spent more time doing that than studying. Now, that she left one very important thing off of her rubric for this speech, and that was a minimum time limit. So I crafted this to be the shortest speech I could possibly give while hitting everything on the rubric that she gave us and including my 3 objects. So we had a wide variety of times. We had one girl yap on for like 15 minutes about her past, present, and future, and basically talk about how great she was. We had people basically giving their life story up there. And then you had me, and I gave a 17 or 18 second speech. And you might be wondering, how did you do this? Well, I read every piece of the rubric, and I made my little outline of my speech I was going to give as short as humanly possible. So while people were going way over the time she'd budgeted in the class, I brought us right back down to on schedule. So after the class, of course, she pulls me aside and she's like, hey, why was your speech so short? That's not going to fly on your other speeches. And I said, well, I read the rubric and there was no minimum time limit, no maximum time limit, and you said as long as I hit everything on here, I would get a 100%. And she said, that's actually kind of valid. I think that's kind of ethically wrong from a student perspective, but I'm probably going to have to give you a 100% as long as you hit everything on the rubric. And of course I had, so I got a 100%. But yeah, that kind of summarizes me as a student. Do the bare minimum to pass and get on with life, because once you graduate college, no one really cares about your school. And then the second speech is back in high school, and we had the exact same class where you had to give speeches. Now, I loved my teacher in this class because he liked me, and honestly, I didn't really care about the teacher beyond do they like me or not, because if they like you, you are going to get away with everything. A little side story, I was sick the day he announced one of our speeches, and he told the class that we needed to type up an outline script of our speech to hand in. Well, I was sick that day, so he sent the instructions home and forgot to include the outline, so I gave my speech first spot on the first day. And at the end of class, he was like, all right, everyone turn in your outline. So I had to walk up to him and be like, hey, my bad, bro. I did not do an outline. I didn't see it on the instructions, and I was sick the day it was assigned. And this amazing teacher just turns to me and goes, I've read your papers before. You know how to write. I don't really need an outline from you. So yeah, I just didn't have to do an outline. But now back to the actual story. So our last speech, we had to present or talk about someone else for this speech. And it could be like a best man speech, maid of honor speech. That was incredibly awkward when the kids did it because they did it for their other friends. We had eulogies, which is when someone dies, or you could present them with an award. The teacher's one rule was if it's another kid currently at the school, you have to get their express permission or you get a 0 on the speech. So I always wanted to go first because then I could just chill the last 3-4 days of kids presenting and not really have to pay that close attention or care, and I wasn't sitting in class terrified. So I think I went second on the first day, So I'm pretty much checked out. I'm like, rest of the week in this class is about to be a breeze. I'm going to be sitting on Twitter, hiding my phone, just really, really sandbagging it through the rest of this class, calling it a week after Monday, second presentation. But then come the last day, my buddy gets up there, and we were like kind of close friends. We didn't really hang out outside of school, but like we had study hall together and we'd sit in there and talk about gaming and all. We'd game together a little bit outside of school, and that was pretty much the extent of our friendship. Now, he's a really cool guy. Like, I enjoyed playing video games with him and everything, but we just had very different friend groups. So he goes up there, and like with everyone else, I'm paying the bare minimum of attention because the class was incredibly stupid and the speeches were all incredibly corny because we just wanted to get them over with. But then I hear my name called, and I just look, and he is giving me an award. Keep in mind the rule that he was supposed to get my express permission beforehand, or I could technically give him a 0. And not only was he giving me an award, but he was presenting me with the Call of Duty World League Champion MVP award. So at this point, kids in the class are looking at me and smirking because they knew I was a gamer, but I always kind of hid my YouTube channel and all. They kind of knew I had a YouTube channel, but no one really knew the link to it, only a couple of my really close friends. And he is presenting the class, basically telling everyone, yes, he is a degenerate gamer who games a lot. And I'm sitting there turning red, and of course the teacher, as soon as he hears my name, looks over at me, because like none of the teachers knew that I gamed a lot. So he finishes up his speech, it's awkward, it's whatever, all of the speeches are awkward. And after class, the teacher comes up to me and he was like, hey, you turned really red. It doesn't look like he asked you beforehand. And now I'm stuck in this awkward situation where it's like, I really didn't get asked. But he's my friend, so I'm gonna say no. Yeah, he obviously did ask me ahead of time. So I tell the teacher, like, yeah, he asked me. I just kind of forgot about it. I was a little bit zoned out at the start of his speech because I was kind of caught off guard. But yeah, he definitely asked me. Yeah, it's all cool. And my friend comes up to me after and was like, yeah, my bad. I completely forgot I had the speech before last night and I needed something quick and forgot to ask you. So I'm like, you dumbass. Like, now everyone was calling me, like, Scump or whatever for the rest of the day. Like, a couple of kids who knew Call of Duty started calling me Scumpy for, like, the rest of the week. But yeah, that was really it. That is really all for the stories I had today. If you did enjoy them, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Twitch, please, I'm begging you. But yeah, that's really all I have. If you did enjoy, I already asked you that, but I will see you soon with another video. Bye.